Hello and welcome back to Daily English Today channel. Today, I'm going to talk about how I learned English, specifically how I developed my American pronunciation and what I did over the years to improve it. First of all, I want to talk about something very important. Most people do not focus on pronunciation when they first start learning English. I think this comes from our traditional school system. We learn English mostly through writing and reading. We hear our teachers speak, but we don't get many chances to actually speak ourselves. And in large classrooms, teachers usually don't have the time or resources to check every student's pronunciation or correct individual sounds. I've met many people and taught many students who had very strong English skills, but felt extremely insecure about their accent. Many of them had a thick accent, even though they had been studying English for years. This is exactly why I believe pronunciation should be worked on from day one. From the very first word you learn, you should make sure you're saying it correctly. Why? Because it's very hard to unlearn something you've repeated incorrectly for years. Imagine studying English for a long time and then finally meeting a teacher who tells you, actually, you're saying many of these words wrong. That can be very discouraging. The more advanced you become in English without working on pronunciation, the harder it is to identify what's wrong. And that's frustrating. Another reason I recommend focusing on pronunciation early is confidence. Every time you say a word, a phrase, or a sentence in English and it sounds right, you get a small boost of confidence. You start thinking, oh, that sounds like what I heard on TV, or that sounds like a native speaker. If you don't build that confidence early, it becomes much harder later in life to feel comfortable and excited about speaking English. So in this video, I'm going to share the exact sounds I worked on, the techniques I used, and the methods that helped me polish my pronunciation and accent. Sounds I focused on. My native language is Romanian, and some English sounds are very different from Romanian. So I focused on the sounds that stood out the most. For example, the R sound. Romanian R is rolled, English R is not. TH sounds. We don't have them in Romanian. Nasal sounds, which are very common in American English. The flap T, like in water, better, butter. And even the D sound, which is flatter in Romanian and sharper in English. Once I noticed how different these sounds were, I knew I had to work on them intentionally. Repetition, the right way. What I did was very simple. Repetition. I would take one word with a difficult sound and repeat it 20, 30, even 40 times. But here's something important. Many people are afraid of repetition. They think it's silly or unnecessary. For example, if I ask a student to say the word couch 10 times, they might say it quietly or lazily. Couch, couch, couch. That doesn't work. You need to say it properly every single time. Couch, 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 couch. You're not repeating the word to remember its meaning. You're repeating it to train your mouth. Pronunciation is a physical skill. It's like going to the gym. You don't get strong muscles by doing 5 sit-ups once. You need repetition and effort. Your mouth should feel uncomfortable. This is very important. When you're practicing pronunciation, your mouth should feel uncomfortable, even tired. If it doesn't, you're probably not doing it right. Take the word girlfriend. There's a lot happening with your tongue and mouth.
If you don't adjust your muscles, you'll say it using your native language mouth, and it won't sound right. Even simple words like door, window, table, computer use more muscles than you think. If you practice English for 15 minutes and your mouth feels exactly the same as before, you probably didn't push yourself enough. Stop reading English through your native language brain. One big mistake learners make is reading English words through their native language brain. For example, this becomes zis or tis. 3 becomes tree or sri. Morning becomes morning. Family becomes familyi. That happens because you're using your native language rules. English is a completely different system. You must treat it like a new language, not just new words. Lip and mouth position matters. Take the W sound. When you say why, where, window, your lips form a small tube. If you repeat window correctly 20 times, your lips should start to tingle. That's normal and good. If nothing feels different, you're not positioning your mouth correctly. Connected speech. This is huge. Schools usually teach words in isolation: book, house, glass. But native speakers don't talk like that. English is connected speech. Words blend together. That's why many students say, when native speakers talk, it sounds like one long word. That's because it is one long sound. For example, good becomes good morning, good friend. The word becomes shorter and softer. If you don't practice connected speech, your listening skills will always feel weak. Shadowing practice. One of the best things you can do is shadowing. Take a TV show, cartoon, or speech by a native speaker. Pause and repeat in small chunks. Even if you don't understand everything, focus on rhythm, melody, and speed. Meaning will come later. Personal tongue twisters. I love tongue twisters, but beginners should start small. Create personal tongue twisters. If a word is hard, repeat it fast many times. Temporarily, temporarily, temporarily. Then move to 2-word phrases. Bad decision, great time. Notice how shared sounds merge. Bad decision, 1D, not 2. Then move to 3 words. Make a decision. Say it in one breath. Final thoughts. Your face will look weird. Your mouth will feel strange. That's normal. If you want to improve pronunciation, you must be comfortable being uncomfortable. I've been speaking English for 20 years, and I still feel tension sometimes because I didn't grow up speaking English. Today, learning English is easier than ever. You have apps, videos, tools, and free resources everywhere. But your brain and your mouth still have to do the work. If you want to improve, stay consistent. It will get easier. Thank you so much for watching. Check my website for Daily English Today and upcoming speaking clubs. And let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe to our Daily English Today channel for more easy English conversations. I'll see you next time. Bye.